Okay, can everyone see my screen and can everyone hear me? That would be amazing. Okay, I am recording this today, and we're not going to go into depth on cumulative delta, but I did want to show y'all something. We had a pretty significant downtrend during the London session. It was really gorgeous. But I want y'all to actually visualize what happened. Okay? So this market is going down, right? Down, 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 down. All right. Here, they start buying it. Do y'all see that? Look at the cumulative delta. They start buying the market here. Okay? Everybody understand that? Now, that doesn't mean it stops the market. Okay? It means that they start to buy it, okay? But they're going to buy it, and then they're going to sell it, and then they're going to buy even more. That's what they do, okay? Look at what the cumulative delta chart is showing us, okay? This is where they start to buy the market. This is market orders, okay? In other words, these are people like me. They won't in the market. They click buy. Okay? These are limit orders. Okay? Now, notice that on the limit orders, they come in back to the same area, but they never make a new low. So not only was the market makers buying the market, but limit orders were going long as well. Do y'all see what that looks like? Even though the market's going down, making new lows, okay? Do you see how the cumulative delta is showing you they're starting to buy? Now, this is the tallest bar, okay? We show they started buying here, 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 okay? So we knew they were buying during this entire period. Same thing the cumulative delta showed. Okay? The difference is whether you understand it. Okay? I can understand this model. Okay? I learned on this model. And this model drives me crazy now. But that's how I had to learn it, because I had to see it. I had to visualize it. And this is the visualization, okay? Now, you could say this was hidden buyers, okay? I don't care how you describe it. To me, they were buying the lows. That's all I cared about. They were buying the lows. Do y'all understand that now? Can you visually see it now? So a lot of times when you start seeing, in this example we're doing lows, and you start seeing that delta going above zero, you need to visualize this, okay? That's what they're doing. That's why the delta is going above zero. Do y'all understand that now? And, look at how long it took. Okay? That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. About 20 bars before it actually went up. Okay? 20 times 3 is 60 minutes. That's how long it took for them to take that up. For them to position themselves to the upside. Do y'all understand now? Now, imagine doing 2 of these charts for every time frame we trade. It gets to be quite a headache. Instead of looking at 6 charts, we're now looking at 12 charts. Okay? I needed a simpler way. Well, I'm showing it on the 3-minute. It happens on all minutes. You just have to have 12 charts open. And you have to study 12 charts. I don't want to study 12 charts. I mean, 6 is enough. All right? Any questions on that? Can you visualize it now? This is what made me understand it, but it is very, very hard to trade. All right. I'm going to exit that because it does take a lot of memory resources that I really do not want. All right, let me move this one off. We did have some good trades this morning. All of them were at ATRs, at an ATR, okay, at an ATR, at an ATR, either one of these. The Swiss franc did not give us one at the ATR. You had ATR, 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 and on the euro, you had ATR, 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 ATR. Okay? And I mean, they were some pretty significant moves. I did binaries on the euro and British pound because they came in. I think I entered during Asia last night. I was sitting there watching a movie and I saw it. So I just went ahead and entered during Asia last night. On the ES, the Dow, and the NASDAQ, I actually entered this morning. All right, now. Hey, Wepper, how are you doing this morning? As it stands right now, and I'm just going to go through the Dow. Well, let me take that back a little bit. Do you see the meter today? You've got, let's see, the British pound, the euro, crude, and the Swiss franc up at 50. Okay. On the downside, you have the NASDAQ, you have the dollar index, you have the Dow, and I don't have the ES on there, but I just about guarantee the ES would be down around here as well. Okay? That means we could potentially see some upward movement today. Okay? But even saying that, do you see how we're in this congestion area here on the 720-minute chart? Does everybody see that? That means we potentially could go down to 712, okay? It's currently at 885, but we could go back to this ATR, okay? So don't get all gung-ho and start trying to take a long position right now. If you look over on the Dow, do you see how this bar, it made that extreme high on there? Do y'all see that? And who controlled that bar? Buyers or sellers, guys? And what is the bar formation? What does the bar formation tell us? It went up, it made a high, it closed on the low, and the delta flipped to the downside. They sold that high. Do you really want to go long when they're selling the high on that bar? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I do not want to be in that trade. This is where the delta is the most important when you see a bar like that. Look to the delta. Because everybody's been asking me, which one's more important? Which one's more important? I always say it depends on what's going on. It depends on the price bar. This is the price bar right here. That's the price bar that makes a difference on the delta. Yes, right here. They made a high, and what happened on the high? They sold it. Do you understand? That is when the delta trumps. The delta would be God on that bar. Does everybody understand that one? I have no idea why. Do you have it on the same time frame and were you live? Does everybody understand that? Alright, let's look at the scanner today. You're getting a short divergence on crude in the ADXs at 66. You're also getting short divergence at an ATR on the 180-minute chart. Do you think crude will go up or down based on the scanner? Based on the scanner, my assumption would be we will make what? An ADX on the 45-minute chart. Then you would have to look at the heights, John. And if we get a magenta peak on the 45 minute, that tells me to go down to a 3 minute. We already have the magenta peak on the 45 minute. We're also getting long divergence at an ATR on the 180 minute chart. Dow, you're getting long divergence on the 180. You've got a magenta peak. The S&P 500 magenta peak is very weak at the moment, but you do have a magenta peak and long divergence on the 180 minute chart. On the euro, you have a magenta peak. On the Swiss franc, you have a magenta peak. Do not have a magenta peak on the British pound. So let's first go look at crude. Get my little thingies off. So we're at an ATR. We have had volume divergence here as it retraced back to that ATR. So at the moment it is actually going up off of the 720 minute ATR, which is here. Here we're at a congestion dot. Okay? I cannot read that divergence yet. Why can I not read this divergence yet? Any particular reason? It's not confirmed. Now here, I can read that divergence. We should get the magenta peak. In this case, I'm already going to go down to a 3 minute and say, okay, on my 3 minute chart, I should have a red ATR. Do I have a red ATR? No. Okay? But with multi-charts, the good thing about it is I can copy this window and I can paste this window. And I'm going to unlink it. And now I can take this little sucker and I can pin it. I know to watch that one. Why? Because I'm waiting on that magenta peak to come in. That's actually a real neat feature of multi-charts that I simply love. So now I can drag that over, and I could even, if I wanted to, I could even write on my screen, magenta peak, potential 45. So that kind of keeps me on track. Okay. It knows what I'm looking for. I've got a potential magenta peak on the 45 minute chart. That means it has to be red. It has to go back and test that. Until it does it, there's nothing I can do. Okay? Let's go look at the NASDAQ. With the ADX at 20 on crude, the ADX is at 66. On the 45 minute, 45 minute crude is at 66. All right, on the NASDAQ, we may come back and test this congestion dot. We're bouncing down off of the ATR over here on the 720 minute chart. From this low to this low, can we read that divergence right here? Can we read that divergence, guys? Is it time to read it? What is it right now? Right, we need the confirmation bar. Confirmation bar or a reversal bar. Right now it is potential divergence, nothing more. Now let's go to the 45-minute. We have had a magenta peak here. Okay, it looks like buyers are trying to come in. This did not flip to the downside. I need to look at the height of the volume bars. Height of the volume bars are increasing. It's come back to test this low. Okay, it has done it on a potential of divergence. I would love to see that delta go above 0. That's right, Dave. It's trend potential versus ATR. I would love to see this delta go above 0, this close on the high. That tells me what? Expect the blue ATR, then a retest of the ATR, then it will go up. Does everybody understand that? Now, one of you had some problems reading that 100% volume bar, and we have it over on the 12-minute. You see this low right here. This is the bar on the low. Do y'all see that? Do you see how this bar came back to test that low? Look at the increase in volume as it did it. So this bar said they put everything they had into it, but they did not get a new low. Okay? That's what's substantial about that bar. I want to see that delta go above 0. But it's got 22 minutes. That was the NASDAQ. Let's go over to the Dow. On the Dow, we may head back to this ATR. We have the potential to come back to this ATR. The 180 is really not telling me anything at the moment. We have come back to test that low. Now, I want to see this close above 0. Okay? And I want this delta above 0. And if you just watch these numbers right here, it's a good clue as to see how that looks like. Oh, that's above 0. No, it's not. It's -2. That's the reason I said don't squint. Do y'all see that? I'm just watching the numbers. See how it looks like it's right at the 0 line? Actually, it's -9, -5. Does everybody understand that? Now, what has to happen? We have the magenta peak, right? Well, I need a blue ATR, means that will be below price, okay? So it's going to close greater than this ATR. We'll probably form a congestion dot. So I'm expecting price to go up and then back down. to test that ATR. Well, what if that doesn't happen? Then the only position is to the downside. And I wouldn't be too ambitious about doing that right now, considering the markets are overextended to the downside. By the time you go in, you're going to get stopped out. Understand? Any questions on that? So it will go up and then back to test the ATR. Okay? All right. What about the S&P 500? Okay, S&P 500, we're heading towards this ATR. We have an ATR that is above us that will resist price. We also have an ATR over here that will resist price. We have made a magenta peak here. We need a blue ATR. It's pretty much the same as all the other markets, okay? We've come back to test this low. So far, it looks like we might have potential divergence. I would like to see that delta go above 0. Are you ever less selective about how close to an ATR on a test when trading binaries? No. Now you can see that this looks like it's above 0. Do you see how that number is still 0? Don't be misled. Okay? All right, let's go to the euro. No, that would not be correct because it could play out 45 minutes from now, Christian. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen on that 45-minute bar. You're just not going to be that precise about it. All right. This one is pretty much saying up. You've got potential divergence here. With this bar, it looks like it's going to be confirmed, but it won't do that until the end of the day. Let's see. Here you've got divergence that has been confirmed to the upside. Okay. This one has flipped the ATR. It's done it on an increase in volume. I would still expect it to test the ATR to make sure that it has support. We see that over and over and over again. Okay? This one did not give you divergence, so you're not in the euro as it stands right now. I think it will come back to here. Okay, and then it will retest that ATR as well. That's what I would be anticipating. Or it will bounce up from that congestion dot, one of the two. Let's go look at the Swiss franc because it's got a magenta peak as well. All right, here you've got potential divergence. This was not a reversal bar. At the end of today, it may be confirmed. 45-minute. The 45-minute had a magenta peak. Wepper. It should retrace back to the ATR. You're at an ATR here. You have flipped this ATR here. Okay. You've done it on an increase in volume, which means it should go up. Typically, it will still retest this ATR to make sure that you have support. Okay. And on this one, do you see how they're buying those lows? So this one we could see retracement to the ATR, but it should still go up with them buying lows. When they're buying lows, they're typically going to go up. Let's go look at gold. Gold, we have a congestion zone. Okay? That's the reason I could call the market on Sunday, because of this congestion zone. We went up, hit this, came down, hit this. Now it looks like it's heading back towards that ATR. What will stop it? This ATR right here. We have a congestion dot right here, increasing volume as it's approaching that congestion dot. So that tells me it should go up, okay? But what typically happens when we reach an ATR on a higher time frame? It will bounce. That's right. So we could see a bounce at that ATR to the downside, and then it will go up. Any questions on gold? We're getting potential diverge. Well, no, you're making lower highs, lower lows. That's normal. We're going to get a magenta peak on the 12-minute, but I don't trade those. That just tells me that's going to push this back down. Remember, it goes up and then it comes back to test the ATR. That's what forms the waves. All right. Any other questions this morning? Remember, these are supposed to be short and sweet sessions. No, I'm not having a session tomorrow. I'll be out until probably 3 o'clock this morning, picking up my daughter from the airport. So tomorrow I'm probably going to be sleeping. And you wouldn't want me to do a room with no sleep anyway. No, she's getting in at 10:30. With the storm, she's probably going to get in at midnight, and then I have about a 2-hour drive back home. What about the British pound? All right. Everybody have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. No, I'll see you Thursday. Thursday is the free session, So it starts at 8:30 in the morning. All right? All right. Everybody have a wonderful day, and I will see you on Thursday. Thanks, Charles.